to
To
defeat
defeat
the Terminator.
Arnold. Also, can you see? Can you see who G is right now? My God, it's the Arnold! Ah!
Got the job.
Congratulations, G. You're going to be the movie poster every single time we do these until you get a fucking webcam. Anyways, hello everybody, welcome back to the command center. My name is David DeLeon, aka Commander Lionheart, joined by two goobers, one who has a webcam. Wait, this one, the one over here. This one has a webcam. This other one doesn't. So it's Mythos, and G.
I'm Arnold. I'm Arnold.
I got Arnold on stream. Don't bother with him not moving his lips right now. I'm a ventriloquist. I can talk without moving my lips. God, I need to stop that because I'm not gonna make it to the end of the stream.
You will die. You will definitely die if you keep trying to do the Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just leave the voice up to me.
Oh yeah, I bottle water right here because I'm gonna die. Anyways, people. Oh, water. G, what are you drinking?
Nothing. I drank water and I cannot drink anymore because...
Welcome to the water squad. Yeah. Anyways, people, welcome to the very first episode of Mystery Movie Friends, the show where me and these two goobers are gonna talk about movies. Usually, it's only about video games.
This is the first movie.
Yes, this is the official first episode. We're not counting the pilot episode we did last year that got me in trouble.
That pilot episode was great.
For a movie that is public domain, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, we talked more about the damn movie than the duration of the damn movie.
So, 2 hours was it, or something like that? Talking about the movie.
It was something like that. I know that we talked so much that I got the video got blocked on Facebook, and I think that on YouTube I got partially blocked as well because I was showing too much, and I don't mean skin or cleavage. I'm talking about
Santa Claus.
God damn! I was like, this is an old movie.
It's not even a good movie.
An old movie nobody remembers. I don't think that anybody has the copyright to this movie. And no, still somebody was like, oh, copyright. And I was like, can't win with these assholes.
Losers.
Yeah. We had fun that one time. It's just, ever since then, I was like, I don't want to get striked. I had to wait. I think that it's been a year, since we did that.
It
was maybe like in March, maybe was when we
did. It's up there. I think
it was a movie, a Christmas movie. We did not watch it on Christmas.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we did. Why did we? Well, I think it was you. Wait, other side. You.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep doing it.
It was Lion.
No, it was you. You were the one who said something about that movie, and I was like, yeah, we can, test out the movie thing with talking about that movie. Well,
it was a good test, and like all tests, you do not retest. So let's not do that again.
We failed it.
I mean, it was a test. This is still kind of a test. We are. Disclaimer: we are not professional movie critics whatsoever. We are gamers. We like games.
I don't even watch movies. The only movies I watch is on Saturday with a bunch of friends that don't care about the movie.
I sporadically watch movies, sometimes maybe, but not that much. Yeah, I think that you out of the three of us, you're the one who watches most movies.
Not necessarily, because we watch a lot more movies before the pandemic.
I mean, obviously, but you still watch on Sci-Fi, right? That's your favorite Sunday channel.
Like really bad movies, but really, really bad movies.
That's your Sunday service, if you will.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah. By the way, welcome to. We've been talking for 10 minutes almost. Welcome to everybody who has joined the stream already.
We need to kill time, man.
Yeah, we need to kill time because we don't know if we will be talking for a full hour about the movie. But yeah, I do want to. The idea is that we will be doing this every 2 weeks for now, or almost every 2 weeks. I have a few confirmed movies that we're going to watch. Sometimes they won't be every 2 weeks. To line them up perfectly.
Okay.
One of those movies is Superman the movie, which is 2 weeks from now precisely, when Justice League
Superman.
Zack Snyder's cut of, I think it's 4 weeks from now actually. So we'll have a
Isn't that supposed to be on March?
Yeah, it's going to be on March. But the first week of March, I think that we can do another one of these, and then 2 weeks later, I think that is when Justice League comes out, and we do Superman the movie, the first one, which neither of us have seen, right? That movie, the first
Superman the movie.
Do you mean like the cartoon one?
No, the live action,
real life one?
1970.
Okay, if I did watch a Superman movie, it was a long time ago, so I do not remember.
Yeah, it's the first one with Christopher Reeves. That came out a long time ago. The other movie that is confirmed that Mitos hates, it's Mortal Kombat.
First Mortal Kombat movie.
It's not. The second one is way worse, but the first one, I haven't watched.
One is bad. The second is worse.
A lot of people say the first one is actually a good movie, so I don't know.
I mean, I
haven't watched it in a long ass time.
It's a cult thing, you know.
Maybe, but yeah, but the same people say that Street Fighter the movie is bad, and that is correct because Street Fighter the movie is bad.
The one where Jackie Chan plays Chun-Li?
No, that's not the one. I know what you're talking about, but that's not the one. No, you're not getting Jackie Lee. And then that's on April, and then on May, 101 Dalmatians, which I'm gonna leave the vote to the chat and to the audience to see which one we will watch, if it's the animated or the live action one with Glenn Close.
You better both animated, please.
We'll see. I'll leave the fates to the people, because I am a man of the people.
I'll have no problem whatsoever.
Oh, of the man.
Haunting Gamer has already said live action.
Shut up.
That's it.
Your vote doesn't count.
Democracy. I love democracy.
Last time someone said that, well, we all know how it ended.
Bunch of jungling die.
Yes, the jungling.
No, someone ended up without legs and a hand, and close to a river of lava.
That was after the youngling. But
extra crispy.
Yeah, I don't remember if I have watched either the live action or the animated one. So, and if I have, it's a long ass time, like 2 decades. I'm old. Just a reminder that
I used to have the VHS one of the live action version.
Yeah, I didn't.
I'm trying to remember. There are 2 live action, right?
No, there's 2 animated ones. Are there 2 live action ones too?
Yeah, there's also another live action movie
I know
that
that
it's a little
there's
bit more
102
newer.
Dalmatians.
Live action. Then there's the sequel, which I watched both, but I don't remember if there's a third one. And God help me, I think there's a third one that I actually watched, but I don't remember.
101.
There's 101 and 102.
Yeah, I know that much. 101 Dalmatians.
And I think there was another 102 Dalmatians, but it was like a special movie or something like that. It's kind of like the Christmas episode of Star Wars, which is like a horrible takeoff of the 101 Dalmatian.
Okay, so there's 101 Dalmatians, the 1961. I didn't even know that that movie was from 1961. I thought that it was like the 90s for some odd reason.
No, the live action
no,
one is
that's
from
the animated one.
1961 is the animated. Yeah.
Then there's a 2003 sequel to that movie that is 101 Dalmatians 2, Patch's London Adventure. That's not 102 Dalmatians. Live action.
That's another, right?
Okay, live action, 1996 is 101 Dalmatians. That's the one with Glenn Close. And then 102 Dalmatians in the year 2000. Interesting. The 102 Dalmatians came out before the animated sequel to the original. Huh.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
That's a discussion for another time.
But yeah, people, it's still May. Well, you the people can decide which one you want us to watch.
We have time.
The animated or the live action. Mythos doesn't want live action. I am up for either one of them.
So out of all of those, I've never seen the 2003 animated one. That is the only 101 Dalmatian that I haven't seen.
I don't remember if I have seen any of them. I know that I played the 101 Dalmatians 2 Patch's London Adventure for the PlayStation 1, which I will be doing a First Strike episode of those 101 Dalmatians games for the week that Cruella comes out. But
you should do the 101 Dalmatian Find in Kingdom Hearts in honor of the movie.
I mean, I'm already halfway there in my playthroughs. In my playthrough of Kingdom Hearts, which I do a couple times a week, or not, just once a week. I'm just doing once a week now. We've lowered the amount of streams to once a week everything. Once a week First Strike, once a week playthrough, and now Mystery Movie Friends, which I don't know what I'm gonna be doing next Sunday, since there will be no Mystery Movie Friends next Sunday, but we'll see. I'll come up with something. Anyways, The Terminator. That's what we're here to talk about. Because
you finished.
We came here for the killer robots, and we started talking about dogs.
Galaxy, so there's a Mario game that you haven't beaten yet.
I don't know what you're talking about. I am blocking anything from my.
I mean, I'm not saying 64. No, not 64.
Okay.
But like after.
So what you're saying is 69.
69. Odyssey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to play Odyssey soon-ish. I don't know. We'll see if I do that. I also need to play Banjo-Kazooie. I've promised to do that playthrough for a while now, and I've been holding off ever since doing the First Strike, so I need to get to that. And Bugs Bunny Lost in Time. We'll see. Anyways,
Mythos, what are you doing?
Not to talk about games. We're not here to talk about the games.
No, that's not it. Just check out the comments.
We're here to talk about.
See it. That's the point.
Yeah, I can't see anything right now because I'm monitoring everything.
If he had the phone with the Twitch stream management, he can actually see it.
Oh right, I totally forgot that I did not put the the thing. God damn, the thing.
The Thing is also a movie that I watched and I did not like.
Which one?
The Thing.
Oh, The Thing? I've never watched The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. I've never watched it.
Huh.
Obviously,
John
for obvious
Carpenter.
reasons. For obvious reasons.
I hardly remember it. All I
know
remember is
about...
that it's supposed to be scary, but it ended up like kind of like, at least for me, it ended up like the scary movie. God, what's the name of it?
Scary movie.
Chucky the Doll.
Oh, okay. Oh God.
Which is supposed to be a scary movie, but for me, it's like more of like stupid movie, and I ended up falling asleep.
Oh, this is gonna be
This
is gonna be interesting then when we talk about Terminator in a few minutes, because we're already at 20. But yeah, I have said before that I had never seen Terminator, and that is true. Have either of you had seen this movie prior to today?
Yes.
Mythos, you goes first.
Mythos had already seen it.
My dad owned all 3 movies, so whenever he puts them, he had this one on VHS, and whenever he plays, I used to watch it. So I watched it a few times prior to today.
So here's a really short story. When you mentioned the Terminator, the first Terminator, I thought that I saw it. But the version that I actually saw was the 1991 Terminator, which is number 3. When I saw this movie, I was like, I don't remember that. And that's when I actually found out, I have never seen this movie before.
Terminator 3 came out in 1991?
Yeah, I downloaded Prime Video. And they have all the series of the movies, and they tell you the year that they came out.
No, Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines came out in 2003. 1991 is T2.
Number 2.
Day,
number 2.
I think.
Yeah, number 2. Number 2, Armageddon, which is...
Yeah. No, it's Judgment Day.
Yeah, Armageddon. Judgment Day. See, I got all scrambled.
Liquid Terminator.
That's the next movie that... Actually, let's call Hollywood. Yeah, we got the name for your next Terminator movie. Armageddon. Interesting. Let's see. 1984, because the Terminator, the first one, came out in 1984, which was...
And it
earlier than I thought. We'll talk about that. It's definitely earlier than I thought. I thought that I was closer to not 1991, because 1991 is Terminator 2, but I thought it was like maybe 87, 89 around when it came out, but no, it was 84. So I was a little bit surprised at that, because it was earlier than I thought that it came out. Obviously, everybody knows, was directed by James Cameron, then directed the sequel, was T2 Judgment Day, and then he did Titanic, and then he did some blue alien shit. Will not be mentioned in this program.
Which should have never, my opinion. Humanity first.
Yes. This morphs. The best blue aliens.
We would need like a hell of a lot of followers or subscriptions to make us watch that movie, by the way. Either one. Either Titanic or Avatar. I'm telling you right now, we would need like a hell of a lot of subs and
I'm not watching Titanic. Fuck that.
I am thinking
so many times that I'm already so sick of it.
I am thinking many Boricua thoughts right now to say to you, but I will not do it because this is a family-friendly stream.
Oh, family
friendly, and I already said fuck.
I know what you want to tell. I don't know what you want to say to me, but not in Spanish. You want to say, "Hey, fuck you, asshole."
Fuck you, asshole.
That was funny. That was actually funny.
But that's
that first he heard it.
We begin to review the movie, and we're already almost at the ending. Come on, man.
I mean, we're gonna be bouncing up around all night with the movie. But yeah,
Yeah,
the
of course.
movie it had a budget of 6.4 million, and it made a box office of 78.4 million. That is more than 10 times the amount that it cost. So
Yeah.
it was a fucking success. Like, I'm gonna be
Well,
very honest with you. I thought going into the movie, having not watched anything, we'll watch the trailer in a second, but having not watched anything, or I know about the Terminator. Obviously, it's such a prominent figure of pop culture that it's impossible not to know what the hell a Terminator is, who Sarah Connor is, Sarah Connor. Um, but other than that, I knew nothing. See, almost nothing about the movie. So I went in expecting to be like maybe fall asleep or something and not be interested, but it was interesting. It was
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was. It really, really was interesting.
Terminator is kind of like Jurassic Park, where people haven't seen Jurassic Park, but they know the theme, they know what it's about, and everything. So
Yeah.
Terminator is kind of like that.
Yeah, I think that going off a little bit ahead of ourselves, I think that it holds up for the most part. But
If you're talking about concept and story wise, I think it really holds up. Now, as for special effects,
yeah, again,
it shows its age. But then again, come on, this is 1984.
yeah, it's 1984.
They did the best that they did the best they could with what they had at the time.
I
Yeah,
don't
that is the
think
point that I wanted to bring to the effects they use at the beginning, where there's the whole showing
yeah, the
the
future setting.
future, the robots and the machines and all that, and also at the end, which I'm not gonna spoil right now, but later on we're gonna spoil
I
it, of
I
course.
think I think that was all
1984.
done
Yeah.
in what's this style of animation called? Stop motion. It looks
Yeah.
very stop motion. It like I don't think that it's like CGI or anything like that, because I don't think that it was I don't think that
No.
CGI was that advanced by that point at 1984.
No. I think that the most computerized special effects that you could have or could say that you could have are the ones of the lasers
Mhm.
in the future scenes.
Yeah.
Other than that is just stop motion and everything it's practical, which is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, at the beginning they show this ship, this airship
And
flying over the destroyed city, and it looks. By the time, I bet it was like, holy shit, this looks freaking phenomenal. But on today's standards, it's like, ooh,
I mean,
kind of
it still
rough
looks
around the
better
edges.
than a lot of old CGI though, and even modern CGI. I will say
Oh yeah,
it's
definitely.
it's just it looks very noticeable that it is stop motion. Like you can
Well,
definitely tell that they were like frame by frame by frame by frame moving the thing.
it's
Yeah, and they
it's
really,
really interesting. It's really interesting that you mentioned this because this is the 80s we're talking about. This is the era of Stephen King movies, Stephen King style movies. He was known for using that type of special effect, of stop motion special effect in his scary movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
also they reuse certain scenes, certain frames. They reuse them, and I don't know. I always find that very funny whenever a
they
movie.
use that same scene twice that you're talking about. The future scene at the beginning with that same
They use it 3 times actually. Yeah, 3 times they use the same. Uh, there's like 1 or 2 scenes they use it like 3 times about the future, and whether it's like old movie, new movie, whenever they reuse the same scene to like to save some money,
yeah.
it always so funny because it's so obvious and it's so funny to me.
It is always so noticeable that that's where they cut budget. Like they were like, we can't shoot,
Exactly.
we can't. We're like in a tight schedule. we don't have enough money to make another similar scene. Let's just reuse the same one. At least
Pray more of that same Spider-Man picture on the news. We're gonna save money at that.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna fault them too much for any of that. I still think that it looks a lot better than at least those scenes. Mostly because they are done like in night. Like it's darker, so it's not as noticeable as something that I definitely noticed at the end of the movie that just looked awful. But we'll talk about that later because I actually have it in my notes right there and the exact point.
The green screen.
The green screen. Dude, I was like, man, this movie.
Close the door! The freaking green screen on the back.
No, it wasn't just that scene. It was the last shot of the movie too. Well, you'll see what I'm talking about later because I have it marked.
After everything ended.
Yeah, but I was like, dude, we were right there. We were almost out the door. I was almost going to give this such a high fucking rating. But man, that last shot, I was like, dubious. But I think that it's still a very good movie, regardless of the special effects that in some parts.
In terms of action, it still holds up. If you're looking for a classic action-packed movie, definitely the Terminator is.
I think that the deal is that I wouldn't necessarily say that this is a full-blown action movie. I feel like this is more. It's more of a thriller. It's much closer in resemblance to something like Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street. Those monster slasher movies that you have that main character following people around and killing them and whatnot. That's what the Terminator feels like more than an actual action movie, which is what then the franchise evolved into, starting with Terminator 2. That one, I have seen a little bit more about Terminator 2, like scenes and whatnot, and I know that one is more action than this one. This one is more, like I said, like a thriller. But
there's still like some action. Between.
It's definitely much more action oriented than any of those slasher films that I just mentioned.
I think that it's a combination of both. You have the action, you have the thriller, but I also would say that it's a shooter. There was a ton of shooting in this movie. Like a lot.
Especially that one part at the police station where he just went ballistic, just shooting shooting everybody. Nobody was safe there.
Those cartridges had infinite number of bullets.
The whole PD just went down. And there's something funny that I'm gonna mention later on.
Okay.
That I thought it was actually funny.
All right.
That is basically.
Okay, so before we continue, let's watch the trailer, which actually I watched the trailer. I already watched it, but I watched it after watching the movie, and I'm glad that I watched it after the movie because, like I said, I went in kind of expecting that action, that all action type of movie, and we got something a little bit more. Yeah. So, and the movie kind of gives you that vibe that it's not complete action. It's, like I said, like a slasher kind of. So let me switch over to here and let's watch the trailer. And yes, it does have sound. Just right now it doesn't have any.
In the 21st century, a weapon will be invented like no other. This weapon will be powerful, versatile, and indestructible.
Arnold.
It can't be reasoned with. It can't be bargained with. It will feel no pity, no remorse, no pain, no fear. It will have only one purpose: to return to the present and prevent the future. This weapon will be called the Terminator.
You're dead, honey.
God, I hated that bitch.
Which one?
Employee that worked with Sarah.
Cafe employee.
12th
Yeah.
May, Thursday.
What year?
They almost died. Almost.
I'm here to help you. I'm Reese, DN 38416, assigned to protect you. You've been targeted for termination.
Why does it want me? Why me?
Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Terminator. Your future is in its hands. Be called
So
the Terminator.
there. So yeah, the trailer definitely does give more of a thriller vibe when you watch it, especially with the narration and whatnot.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I was when the movie starts, it starts with the future setting, which is Los Angeles 2029, the dreaded year 2029, which we are 8 years apart now. Which I gotta ask G if you do, or Mythos, whichever one of you know. 2029 is when it's like the cusp of that war. Did any of you hear when it was that the nukes actually happened? Because I didn't hear that part well when I watched the movie.
It was like the audio was very low.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure that we've
Well,
already passed the date.
Kyle Reese, he mentions that it was 40 years after he finds after he finds Sarah Connor. He mentions something about the Skynet actually dominating everything. 40 years or so, basically.
So Disney.
When exactly did the nuclear war happen? He didn't actually specifically said when it did happen, but he did say that when it happened, neither side knew who actually activated the nukes. And when he mentioned neither side, I assumed that it was the Soviet Union and the United States.
Yeah, I mean,
So that's
yeah, it probably was a political commentary about the U.S. and the Soviet Union, because again, the 80s. That's what that was. That
oh,
was
it
that was
was
what
it
was
was it was
prevalent.
like a commentary on many things that were happening in the 80s, because it also talks about the automation of manufacturing and stuff like that. Heck, they have a scene where they go to a factory and the entire factory is actually automated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, did they leave all of these machines operating at night, or is this normal? So I guess that it is normal.
No, Kyle turned them on. He said something about distracting the Terminator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
something
didn't.
about the sound or something like that.
I just remember Sarah accidentally pushing a conveyor squishy down. That's the one that's the thing that I do remember.
Oh yeah, the hydraulic hammer.
Which, by the way, gotta mention that Sarah Connor, played by Linda Hamilton, and Kyle Reese, played by Michael Biehn. Do you remember where he showed up recently?
Michael Biehn?
Yeah, he was in The Mandalorian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember the episode where Ahsoka shows up. It was
Was he the one that he was trying to bargain with the Mandalorian?
Yeah, he's the one that had the standoff with the Mandalorian.
He
That was
died
him.
anyways.
Yeah, but I think that he hadn't been doing much movies recently, so everybody was very excited to see him come back, at least in some form, the Mandalorian.
In a few minutes, because he actually was in the entire episode because he was the right hand man of the big baddie of that village.
Yeah. But and obviously the Arnold as the Terminator. Which I'm gonna say, all three of them, they did a pretty good job. I really liked all of them in the movie. It's not the usual Arnold that we know that is always trying to talk too much and put the cookie down and all that shit.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger young. I watched that and I was like, Jesus, he was a fucking beast by that time.
I mean, the first time that you see him when he shows up, that was just something else. Actually,
he's still like massive.
Yeah, he's very massive, like shoulder, but he looks like a freaking Dorito. If you look, it's like.
Like he's still massive, but back then he was at his as a he was a
I know what you're trying to say. I don't know if it was weightlifting.
It's not a model.
It's
not a model. It's body sculpting.
Yeah, body sculpting. Like, look at this. Look at this son of a bitch. He was fucking jacked. Like, huge. Like, he definitely was the right.
He hit chest really. Oh yeah, he was definitely the correct choice for that movie.
Yeah, and making him not talk too much. Not only because of his accent or whatnot, but it made it for a great character of him just being just almost mute, just very specifically talking at times. It made him very menacing. Again, showing the thriller side of this movie, slasher thriller.
It worked with the mythology of the Terminator. I mean, it's kind of Cyber Iodine or whatever the company is. The computers are building these models that resemble humans, but in order to make them scary, I think that you would pick the Terminators to be big and imposing. And what better choice than Arnold Schwarzenegger to do that?
There was a different Terminator in one of the future settings that also looked. I mean, I think that it was because of the clothes that he was wearing, but he also looked massive.
Yeah, it was the first model. They actually mentioned that it was the first model, the 101 model, that it was developed at that time.
Yeah, that they were easier to recognize whether or not they were human or Terminator, because they weren't so human-like. But now they perfected it, and now they definitely you couldn't tell until you shot him with a fucking
or you had a dog bark at it.
Oh yeah, apparently dogs can smell Terminators. So whenever you hear your dog barking, Terminator, run.
I mean, you could tell that well, they can fake skin, they can fake muscle, they can fake blood, sweat, they can fake all of that, but a machine is still a machine.
He even said that bad breath, which is fucking impressive, to say the least. No, John, that the scene that I just showed, it's from the original The Terminator. But yeah, after we get that Los Angeles 2029, Arnold shows up in the present day, which is 1984.
High in detail lightning effects.
Oh yeah. I'm here's the deal, because I know that in later movies they show like a sphere engulfed in like electricity transporting them to the past. If you noticed well, they didn't do that. They just showed off a little lightning to the side and then zoomed in on him. Like, they didn't have the budget just yet to show the sphere of electricity that we see later on in the other movies. But question. I guess that Cowries answers it later on, but still, why naked? Like, I think that it's the guy, that the psychologist that's trying to get him to talk, that also asks that, like, why naked? Why not bring clothes or weapons or something to fight this thing? I don't know. It's an interesting. I not questioning the movie logic, but I'm questioning the design, the actual production reasoning for why naked. Because after this scene, we see Arnold's ass.
We see Arnold's ass, and we actually see Arnold's Mr. Dingalong.
Mr. Johnson. We see Arnold's whiskey and Lulu.
we see whiskey. We don't see Lulu. But my take on why they come naked, it's because they can only bring like the body.
Yeah, they said that nothing dead can go through the time thingy.
But yeah, that's 100%. It's for the girls to see Arnold Schwarzenegger's ass and ding ding ding.
Well, that's the thing when they actually talk about why naked, why you didn't bring any weapons or anything. That's where I started questioning the logic behind the movie, the time travel thing. And my guess is that, well, maybe they are advanced enough to make time travel, but they are not advanced enough to actually give all this equipment to the robot or to the person that it's actually doing the time travel.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And
who knows? Who knows?
And like John says, also it's Arnold, so why not? That's why. Why
it's
did he
Arnold.
come back
He
naked?
doesn't.
Why did he come back naked? Because it's Arnold. I want to show up my beautiful physique. I want everybody to see my glutes.
Because says he can't go back to his person, but I bet you that Arnold can just punch a rift into the matter and space and time conundrum and just walk into it.
Kyle says that he can't go back to his present because after he jumped in, the time machine was ordered to be destroyed. So that no other Terminator could go back in time. Which, spoilers, we all know that they still go back in time somehow. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I bet you that Arnold Schwarzenegger would just punch the time and space conundrum and open a rift and just go back into the future, into 2029. Because that's how powerful Arnold Schwarzenegger is.
That's how powerful his glutes are. He just moves his cheeks. He claps them cheeks, and the time photo.
He will pinch his cheeks, and he will pinch his cheeks, and a crack will open.
Yeah, probably something like that. But then after that, after that, Arnold just goes looking for clothes, I guess, wandering around and whatnot. And he stumbles upon someone that I wonder if G knows or recognizes. G? Who's this weird-ass motherfucker with the blue hair?
Do you have the still?
Yes, I have it right now. If you have it
It's
on,
on
if
the
you had the
screen.
stream on,
Yes, I can see it.
the blue-haired weirdo with the buck tooth.
Huh.
Does he look familiar?
He definitely got run
No,
over by a car.
sorry.
That's Bill Paxton. Uh,
Oh,
if you
well, crap.
yeah, from Twister, Agents of Shield. R.I.P. By the way, he passed a couple years ago. So, but yeah, he was here. I don't know if he was here first. I just know that, by God, these three assholes were just wow, very 80s.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh
I
yeah,
think that
punk to the bone.
Like looking at the movie, they don't even look like they are from that era even.
yeah, they look like if
They look like it's like one of those. What's the name of them? Like
future.
post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, like something from Mad Max or something like that.
Oh no, it's well, I did a little sociology study on fashion trends and stuff like that. And well, in the 80s, this punk style it was heavy on the United States. Not so much here in Puerto Rico, but more on the United States and mainly in the big cities like New York, Los Angeles, and other cities like that.
Yeah, which we have already said that this movie takes place in Los Angeles. I don't think that that Terminator actually kills Bill Paxton's character. Like I don't see him killing him, but I do know that he does definitely kill the other guy. This guy right here, fatality. The Terminator.
Oh yeah.
Terminator wins. If you saw the Mortal Kombat trailer from this week, and you'll know that this just reminded me of that when Kano says Kano wins. But yeah, that again establishing very early on that this is more of a thriller, and this is the slasher character just killing left and right. Oh, he's not dead. He's just sleeping. Yeah, Bill Paxton, yes, but this guy got his chopped liver. After that, he just takes the clothes. He asked for their clothes, like he just asked for their clothes. It says, "I need your clothes," something like that. I think that it's in the
Your
second
clothes,
movie.
give them to me.
Yeah, your clothes, give them to me. I think that it's in the second movie where he goes a little bit further, where it's I need your shirt, your pants, your boots, and your motorcycle. Which the Terminator actually has an affinity for motorcycles. I think he rides like a Vespa looking thing, and there's that other Asian motorcycle. So he definitely has an affinity for freaking motorcycles in these movies.
Well, it was back in the 80s. It was all the rage having a motorcycle, you know.
Yeah. After that,
things to appeal the young audience back then.
Speaking of things to appeal to the audience, after that, Kyle Reese shows up from the future as well and is chased by cops. And one notable scene that I was like, really? I don't know if I'm sure you guys must have noticed when he was in the clothing store, he took the clothes and whatnot, but he took some shoes and he put on those shoes, and they made sure that you could see that those shoes were Nike.
Nice. Yeah.
I was like, there's the product placement.
Yeah,
shameless product placement has been all this time in movies.
It when he buckled them a little bit, it reminded me of that scene from Back to the Future Part 2, when Marty is in the future and he uses the Nikes that they that they buckle themselves. You don't have to like.
Yeah, they strap it themselves.
Yeah, they strap themselves. That definitely
Which are real, by the
reminded
way.
me. Yeah, they
And
did
those.
those. They did those a few years ago. I think they were for the anniversary of Back to the Future. So they
Yeah,
released them.
yeah. That was also the same year where the Cubs actually managed to get to the finals of the World Series, but they didn't
Oh
win that year. They
yeah.
won the next year.
Oh yeah. I just remember that.
But let's leave that when we talk about Back to the Future.
Which we will. I haven't watched them in a while, but I love those movies, so we'll watch them eventually. After that, just Kyle keeps running from the cops and whatnot. He hijacks a fucking shotgun, and nobody sees that he takes the shotgun and puts it on the trench coat. He's just like
My point was, who will leave a cop car unattended and open?
Well, the movie says it all. The cops.
the cops,
The
because
cops themselves.
that's not the only time that happens, because later on Arnold does the same. He finds a cop car and the freaking shotgun right there next to him, and I was like, really? Like, okay, sure, whatever, movie. I'll go with
No
you.
wonder they all die.
No wonder everybody dies in these movies.
Movies.
I think
No wonder the machine took over.
yeah. After the whole Kyle thing. Oh, by the way, I did want to say that I was very impressed at the beginning of the movie because there was no dialogue for a while. It was like just the action of the future scene, and then the Terminator showing up, and that's basically when we got the like some dialogue sprinkled in here. But a dialogue, it's not until we get to Sarah that we get like a lot of dialogue, like characters interacting more. Before
Even with the Kyle part, he interrogates the guard, the policeman, asking the date and all that, and then it's just running and sounds and music.
Which
but I think that was a clever move by the director at that point, because you have these two beings that are coming from the future, so you can assume that the other one, maybe he's a robot too. But in order to make sure that you know that he's not a robot, then they have that little questions of what day it is, what is going on, and stuff like that.
Yeah, they show you that they first show you that Kyle looks at the phone directory for Sarah, and then the Terminator is the one who starts looking for Sarah Connor. So you're left wondering, if you don't know about the movie like we do now in the future, but back then it's kind of like it leaves you wondering if this second character that came from the future is also bad or good. But you can kind of tell, considering that he doesn't kill anyone, he doesn't kill the cops and whatnot. Even though later on, he does want to, like, and Sarah's like, they're gonna kill you. So yeah, it's definitely left like a little bit, for the audience to like wonder and ponder.
To wonder exactly.
Yeah.
But this whole like introductory to both, I guess the hero and or the protagonist. I mean, Sarah Connor? I think that is the protagonist, right? Or I honestly feel like no one's. I kind of feel like no one's the protagonist, because the Terminator feels like he's the main character of the movie, but he's obviously not the protagonist because he's the bad guy. So, yeah,
it it would be that the Terminator is like the main attraction of the movie. Then you get Sarah Connor, which is the key to the subsequent sequels, and Kyle Reese, which, to my surprise, I did he's John's father.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I did not know.
I knew
Spoilers.
that. Yeah, spoilers, but I knew that coming in. You know, again, I do know some lore of these movies. I just have never watched any of them per se, but I do know some of the lore of some of these characters, at least in terms of Tyrese, Sarah, and John, and the Terminator and whatnot. Other than that, I know nothing.
I mean, this movie made me want to watch the latest one that it was in 2019, the one that they released. Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say that it made me want to watch that. It made me want to watch the second one, but not the new ones. Except for Terminator Salvation for some reason, because the whole future setting is very fascinating, actually. Like the whole conflict, the future conflict of man versus machine and all that. That is very, very fascinating, actually. And Terminator Salvation, I believe, is the only one that does that. So obviously, we know that it's not done well because people complained about that movie, like every other Terminator movie. But you know, it definitely at the end of the movie, it definitely left me wanting to watch the second movie and whatnot. But what comes after that? I think that we still don't get. No, yeah, we do get some introduction to Sarah. After Kyle comes up, we also see that the Terminator is not looking for Sarah yet, but he is starting to get that ammo.
Yeah, he goes into the gun shop, which movie, like, he picks up the shotgun. The other guy is like gonna be getting the price ready for all the guns, and the Terminator just grabbed one bullet out of the box, loaded in. The guy never heard of the shotgun getting loaded, and he's like, and then he gets blasted.
Which I fucking love that scene, by the way. Let me see. I'm gonna show it with the audio because I love what the Terminator says in this scene.
You know.
You can't do that. Wrong. Bah! I fucking love that, man. That was just so good. Like it's just it was so fucking good, man. I don't know what it is. I just love that moment where the guy is like, "Hey, you can't do that." Wrong. Bah! Like, yes. Yes. We've had this silent guy that has not said shit, and he just, I mean, he has said a couple of lines here and there, but not that much. But at that moment is when I fucking loved it, when he just went wrong. Bah! What were you gonna say, G?
Yeah, it was funny. No, basically that was it. That part that scene was really funny to me because you have a suspicious giant guy that is dressed up all like that, and he's asking you for not only the biggest weapons but also the best weapons as well.
Yeah.
Aren't you a little bit suspicious, and you're just gonna leave ammo there, laying there, so that he can pick it up and shoot you with it?
I mean, it's also kind of a commentary, I guess, on America and their whole. You can go in a Walmart and grab a fucking AR-15 or whatever, you know, like.
Actually, it's not that easy. Trust me, I know the process.
I've been lied to. Lied. Then after he just kills the dude. He
He
starts
just
searching
walks
for.
on it.
Yeah, he just walks outside and no, we never hear if the cops look for get a report on this guy being shot. We never hear
Yeah.
anything about this.
Right.
It's like the only, not plot hole, but you know, the one thing that I was like, you know, in a better movie. Not saying that this isn't a better movie or a good movie, but in any other
Well,
movie we could have at least heard like some chatter,
yeah,
some
on the
police
background.
chatter or
On
something.
the
Yeah,
background, on the
like,
background,
And it
like
was
shooting suspect or something like
especially
that.
when you consider that after that we start getting the killings
and one point real quick. He
Yeah.
shot the guy with a shotgun that literally makes the sound,
And
one of the loudest sounds.
and the door was open, so the whole block should have listened, should have heard that. Like, come on, man, you can't tell me that
Kid,
nobody heard a
kids,
fucking
kids. This is the big city. No one cares.
But it's Los Angeles. It's not New York.
No one
If
cares.
it's New York, I understand. Nobody gives a shit in New York. But it's Los
No
Angeles at
one.
least.
Still a big city. No one cares.
You're making excuses for the movie, G.
They care about that kind of
I
lady.
do not forgive. I do not forgive, movie. You
Remember that
Well,
Congo
just
lady that
You know-
got destroyed inside her house, and there was like just one little girl. And
oh,
that's
her
it,
kid
and a
was
dog.
there.
Yeah,
Her
the
kid was there, and
but
she saw everything.
Her
she
kid
would
was there?
never report the Terminator killing her.
Oh, actually,
Because
it there was indeed a report. There was indeed a report at the diner when the other waitress actually calls to Sarah to go to the back and to see something funny or something like that. She says something along the lines that, "Oh, you're gonna love this," and blah blah blah. And this is the news talking about the killing of a woman named Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
Question: was the chick from the diner that worked with Sarah also the same ginger friend that got killed later?
No,
No.
No? Ah,
they
okay.
were different. They were different.
Should have been the same person because fuck that coworker. I was like, fuck you. Fuck you, asshole. Question, G, since you know more about guns than me, do guns actually make that pew pew sound that the Terminator's gun was doing? Or did he
course
have
not.
when
Um,
or did it have a fucking silencer and I didn't notice?
which
because it-
which one?
Okay, let me.
Okay, he picks up a shotgun. He picks up a
Yeah, no, but
rifle.
it's
He picks up a
the normal gun.
Uzi.
Yeah, and the normal gun that has the laser targeting.
Oh, the 45 with the extended cannon and the laser.
Yeah, that one does.
That's
Pew
from the
pew.
movie. No, that's from the movie. That gun doesn't make that sound.
Yeah,
I'm
because
sorry
I was
about
like,
that.
why
That's
is
from
this
the movie.
gun? See,
Something like the lasers.
like, yeah, I was like, why is it making? Because it does the normal gun sound, but it also does the pew pew, and I was like, why is it doing that? Is that normal? Is that a normal thing?
No. It's not even silence. Hell, I think in the 80s, the silencers were for civilian use at that time. And you
By
gotta
the way,
remember, you gotta remember, he bought auto weapons on a civilian gun store. You
Yeah.
know how highly unlikely is that you will find an automatic weapon there
I
in
mean,
a civilian gun store?
it's also like John is saying, silencers are a lie. Silencers in movies and games do not work like a real silencer does. So, you know, it's movie
Exactly.
world, I guess. But I was still kind of bothered by the fact that every other gun sounded like a fucking gun, but this one sounded pew pew pew. I was like, This thing is not shooting lasers like the future guns. Not even that
It's
future
like
guns sound like a future gun. So why are you sounding like this?
it's like John says, the 80s. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
I know. Also, John, we already watched the official trailer before you showed up during the stream. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, they show the report that Sarah Connor. That what?
John says, "I have shot a gun with a silencer. Silencers are like the cake, a lie."
But we get the report of a Sarah Connor getting shot, and that is literally after the Terminator kills the gun owner. After this Sarah Connor, he kills another Sarah Connor, and all they say is, oh, "There's a pattern here. They're both named Sarah Connor and whatnot." But they don't take into account that a gun owner also died. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess that they could get into that logic that he looked for the guns, and then he's looking for the people called Sarah Connor or something.
Well, I mean, they didn't have the investigation going on that deep yet at that point, so they didn't make the connection between the gun store shooting and the other killings. Because I believe that it was after a scene with Kyle again that they caught up to the police chief, and that's when the report of the other Sarah Connor that it's dead.
Yeah, they don't show that they are. Let me put on fucking mute. That they are that there was a second killing. It's after the Kyle falls asleep, and we get another glimpse of the future scene. A little bit
Exactly. Yes.
extended. This time we actually see like the survivors fighting back and whatnot.
We see somebody in the most comedic way possible.
The chick who died throwing the thing and the
Not
AT-AT.
died, she got disintegrated.
The laser touched her, and she just
she just in a very 80s fashion, she just burst right there.
Yeah, it is the 80s, but it still looks so funny to me.
Yeah, in the 80s, everyone burst for some reason. You kill someone, they burst.
Thing is, there was no sound, no anything. It was just.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was a very episode Star Wars Empire Strikes Back moment when they threw the pipe bombs to the thingy, to the machine thingy, and it just fell down.
Yeah, it's that kind of trench urban war that you would expect in the future against the machines. It's also in Solo, I think. Did they do something similar to that?
Yeah, there was a trench scene in Solo. There wasn't originally, I think, a trench scene in Rogue One until they cut it. Some stupid. After that, we just get more Sarah now in the apartment with Ginger. Is her best friend, I guess, and they're going out and whatnot. After that, it's the police chief getting notified about the 2 murders, which I love that he's like, yeah, so what's the deal about this? Somebody gets killed. Oh, look at the names. Oh shit.
You know that he's that kind of chief that is about to retire, and he's like, yeah, same old, same job. I'm bored. I want to get out of here.
It's the typical 80s black police chief that doesn't give a damn anymore. Yes, it always has to be like that for some weird reason. So Sarah goes. I think that she says that she's going to the movies because I don't know. She had a date and the date stood her up or something. I don't know. And
then she got dumped.
and for some reason, the Ginger's boyfriend shows up and whatnot. I don't know what they were planning on doing that night, the four of them, but I don't know. I'm not gonna go there. We
The
get
80s, man.
Oh yeah, the 80s. After that, oh yeah, after that it's Sarah at the bar that she listens to the news report that another Sarah Connor got killed. Which is what I guess triggers her, or actually, because she kind of, I guess that she either felt or saw Kyle following her previously, so that like kind of picked up on her, and she started like getting that.
When she got out of the apartment of Ginger, it was like she kind of like felt something was off. So they did like the whole look to the right, look to the left, and
Yeah.
then she got
was
into
already
her.
she was already freaked out because of the scene in the diner where the coworker actually showed her
Yeah,
the news, and so she was already freaked out. So then to hear that another Sarah Connor actually died on the news where she was eating, well, that's where things got really heavy for her, at least.
Yeah. Um.
It's like John
So
says, Sarah Connors are dropping like flies.
yeah, and you're
yeah,
next, because she actually looks at the directory, and after the first two Sarah Connors that got killed, she's next. So she's like, oh shit, I got my
I
next
gotta get
doctor's
out of here.
appointment, and I didn't even order a doctor. So she goes to a bar to, I guess, call the police, which don't pick up for some reason, or like they keep
They pick
forwarding
up
her or
and
something.
they transfer her between lines and stuff like that, and yeah.
yeah. It
Well,
was
I
it was like wait for us to get into.
did you notice the name of the bar?
Ignore.
Yeah, the tech noir. It will be the noir genre type of thing. If you look at it like that, it's this dark futuristic thing. I think that it was a really good detail to put in the movie because in the future everything is dark, gritty, and stuff like that. And then you have Sarah to come here to this bar that is named Tech Noir, and the decorations in the bar are actually like that. It's like a dystopian future where, well, something happened and it's a post-apocalyptic and stuff like that.
And
So
it's party time.
oh yeah, she goes into that bar, which is actually like a disco or and whatnot. And she calls to the apartment to let Ginger know or whatever, and
She was
she's
occupied.
yeah, she was occupied. I thought that Terminator would show up earlier than he did, like when they were doing it, but I guess that's kind of a trope, a slasher trope of Freddy and Jason and all those that always show up when people are doing it. So I guess that they
Yeah,
didn't want him to actually show up when they were doing it, but afterwards. So but yeah, she's occupied with the listening to music or whatever with a Walkman.
I'm making a sandwich.
And making a sandwich. A sandwich and something with milk that I don't remember what the hell it was.
She just poured
Anyways,
some milk in a glass.
yeah. Deal is that the Terminator shows up. He kills the boyfriend. Then he kills Ginger. As soon as that is done happening, Sarah finally, or no, I think that she just leaves a voice message.
Yeah,
And
she
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 leaves
leaves
a
a
voice
voice
message.
message, but it still get heard by Terminator.
yeah,
That's where
and
Terminator finds out that Ginger is not Sarah Connor because he killed Ginger, assuming that it was Sarah Connor.
yeah,
Yeah.
But he kills
Also,
her.
how Terminator knew exactly the location of the place she was there.
I think that
Phone book.
it's yeah, it's from the phone book because I think that it's both Sarah and Ginger's place. They both maybe live together or something. I don't know. What I will say is that after he kills Ginger and he realizes that it's not, I'm actually looking at it right now, and he, as soon as he finishes shooting Ginger, the voice thing pops up, and that's how he realizes that it's
Yeah, he
not.
gets stuttered by the voice call.
Yeah,
He like jumps.
and
Oops, I killed the wrong person.
you know what's interesting?
I killed the wrong person, and I don't care.
Once somehow the Terminator actually arrives before the police, even though, I mean, I guess that she does call home before calling the police. I mean, she had already tried calling the police, but um, assuming, I mean, it's it comes back to the real world where you call emergencies and they show up like 10 hours later, because if somebody calls, if they call the police and they say, I'm being stalked, there's this guy, you know, I'm Sarah Connor, and you know about the Sarah Connor killings, then send the police ASAP. But no, Arnold shows up first, way before the police.
Yeah.
Like, again, LA in the 80s. Okay, John, okay, I get it. LA, it's a wonderful place, I guess.
It's a magical place.
Like Tahiti. We get the bar fight after she's done calling the cops and whatnot.
Bar shooting, more likely.
Yeah, it was a mass shooting in the bar.
Yeah. Which Kyle is already there in the bar as well, like a guardian angel, apparently, just watching over Sarah Connor, and he is there in the nick of time because the Terminator is actually right there about to shoot her. After that, we just get, it's a lot of action after that. Like, Kyle starts
Small
explaining.
point.
Yeah.
A lot of people were there. Terminator was point blank pointed at Sarah Connor. I'm impressed how Kyle managed to aim a shotgun and hit Terminator without hitting
anybody else?
any of the anyone else. Yeah.
I'm gonna use the John phrase. The 80s.
Yeah.
It's the 80s, man. Like, you know, what can you do? And not just once, like multiple times, but also the Terminator, even though he has good aiming, he still can't shoot Kyle properly. Like, he's got a fucking Uzi and he's just
Kyle or Sarah Connor.
Yeah. Somehow she still manages to
like for those two, he got trained with the freaking Stormtrooper in 2029.
Yeah, that's true. But after the bar shooting, one very noticeable thing that I found that made Arnold even scarier in this fucking movie, that I guess that it's because when he goes up in flames, not goes up in flames, but Kyle shoots like the exhaust port of another car and fires comes out and whatnot, and the Terminator passes right through it. His eyebrows disappear, and that made him look 10 times scarier than he already looked. I was like, oh Jesus.
If you look closely, it looks like he was wearing prosthetics in his face.
Yeah. I mean, it had to. He obviously, they weren't gonna shave his fucking eyebrows. It would be, no, not the eyebrows. No, my beautiful eyebrows. But then we have
the car chase, and this is where things go interesting with the practical effects, because this is where we actually see Arnold going back to the apartment, and we see the face, the hand,
Yeah, that's after the chase, which is a very long chase.
Yeah.
Because we have like Kyle explaining
The police
shit
arrives to the place. Kyle's and Sarah got away. The policemen see them running, see them driving away, and then he's like, "Oh shit! There's like a hit and run because they hit the Terminator, and the Terminator's like, bitch, I need your car." Just steal the car, the cop car.
Yeah, and they managed to escape him for a little bit. Until the police catch up to them, I guess. They are in like a parking lot and they see the busted up car that they were using. Terminator hears that they found the busted up car, so he goes to where they are. They get into another car, and then another chase resumes. Which it just ends with the cops nabbing Kyle, and I guess Sarah in a way, but you know Sarah's the victim here. Again, all of these action sequences very very good and very very
Also,
long.
how did the Terminator manage to slip away?
Oh well,
Yeah.
that's the good thing. That's the slasher thriller effect.
Yeah, he was in the Batman training room that happened.
Yeah, it suddenly disappeared. Magic.
Because I thought that that's when the cops were gonna get, because the Terminator would like get out of the car and start or something, but no,
Well,
that comes later.
well, he got damage on the crash. That's where he actually goes back to the apartment to fix himself.
Yeah, and specifically his eye. We get like
which was my favorite
sequence.
part actually of that whole sequence. Yeah, because I knew about the eye and I was like, oh, here it is. Here's when we see the eye. Ooh, the Terminator eye. I was very excited.
Yeah, it was definitely a very interesting scene. One that I had like seen very small fragments of, but for some weird ass reason, I'm gonna put up the image of the eye thing. For some weird ass reason. For some weird ass reason, I don't know why. Tell me if you guys can see it. He looks like fucking John Travolta in this scene for some reason. All I see right now is John Travolta and not Arnold. I don't know what it is. Don't ask me why, but I've always, every time I've seen this scene in like highlights or something, I always think of John and not John from the chat, but John Travolta. For some weird ass reason. It always confused me because I was always like, when was John Travolta a Terminator? Yeah, it's definitely. I think that it's because of Face Off that I remember that. But yeah, this is also where he starts because of his broken eye thing. He starts wearing shades. After this point,
classic.
The classic Terminator with shades thing. Which, by the way, G, who wears shades at night?
Can I say it out loud?
Yes.
Only no talented assholes wear shades at night.
Exactly. That's a reference to Supernatural. But yeah. After that,
I thought you were gonna say me because I sometimes forget that I still have my shades on.
Well, you're a no talented asshole.
I am a very known asshole, definitely. Zero talent, though.
He just said it, not me. But we get a little bit more of the Kyle being interrogated and whatnot, and him explaining all of the shit about the future. I think that
I think that isn't like talking about the future in the past causes like a quantum conundrum thingy magic.
Let's leave that let's leave that discussion for another time, because
this
well,
isn't Back to the Future.
Lion and me have had like our fair share of time travel and dimensions and whatnot.
Ain't Back to the Future or any other of those time traveling movies. But the Terminator arrives at the police station, and he has the famous line that we all know and love. If I can get this thing off of mute.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. This is I guess that this is the place where a lot of his catchphrases started as well.
Well, no, because he doesn't say "Hasta la vista, baby." That's in T2, I think.
Also, he.
I mean, I think at least there's at least one catchphrase of Arnold Schwarzenegger in every of his movies.
Yeah. Here, though, I learned that Kyle Reese was the first one to say, "Come with me if you want to live." I always thought that it was the Terminator that said that in T2.
Yeah, in T2.
Like, no, I know that he's... Yeah, I didn't know that catchphrase was first said in this movie by Kyle Reese, though. Also, the "fuck you, asshole," he just repeats it to the landowner or whatever. So it wasn't his original either. But yeah, after that, "I'll be back." He definitely comes back immediately.
You with me, what's come?
In the most epic fashion.
He just gets in the car and just rip. So I can't come in. I can't go see Asaracana. Don't worry. I'll just do I'll just use the drive-through. But wait a minute, I have a drive-through. Like, poor guy
Don't
was
worry.
just.
I'll be
Poor
back,
guy was just just writing down shit and just, my God, it's this scene is amazing though. This whole sequence with him in the police station just shooting and mowing down every single cop is amazing. Like,
they just draw themselves in front of the Terminator. The guy was shooting a gun. Would you stand right there in front of him?
Not even the police chief, the lieutenant, got away in this one. He just had to go down as a hero. Well, kind of.
And that scene will tie it up with something at the end that I saw. And
John, I think that you're thinking about a porn parody.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it must have been that.
That scene with the whole LAPD going down ties up with something funny that I thought on a scene at the end of the movie.
Okay, remember it for that part then.
Yeah, I know.
You guys are just gonna keep going with that, aren't you? When did he? Oh no, it's still the shotgun and the assault rifle. Yeah, Kyle escapes, gets Sarah, and they just run away, far away from the Terminator and whatnot. And John keeps explaining a little bit more, I guess, of the future and whatnot. I think that we see another future scene in the tunnel where they are hiding at.
Oh yeah, that's where because Kyle was explaining to Sarah what the new Terminators were, which were they were infiltrators basically. And that's when you get the scene with the dogs. They don't bark if it's a human.
Yeah, and they do bark if
then
it's
you see the people, the refugees basically, living in the sewers underground with whatever they resources they have, and that's where we see Kyle bring up the picture of Sarah.
Yeah. Which is something that will not be seen. Will
Yeah,
be
it's
seen again.
foreshadowing.
Yeah. But what does have me wondering, because he just wakes up from that dream. I mean, not. I guess, is it a dream? Because it is like him remembering his past and whatnot. So
They were
I
the
don't.
resistance, I believe. Yes, they were the resistance. Yeah, now that you mention it, yeah.
Yeah, they were the rebels, and then Darth Vader appeared.
That's right. Arnold is famously known for portraying Darth Vader. Didn't you know? Yeah, it's a memory. They leave the tunnel, the tunnel thing, and go to a motel and whatnot. They start building um bombs, pipe bombs. But before
Relationship.
that, before
They build
that,
a relationship. Also bombs.
uh, Kyle goes out to look for materials to make the bombs, and while that happens, Sarah calls her mother. So even though she was told not to, she calls her mother to let her know that she's okay. And we get the revelation on the other side of the phone that her mother is not her mother. It's actually the Arnold.
And
So
this is the scene that kind of lets me like to believe that something happened in Dark Fate, because Sarah's mother lives in a cabin. And in the trailer of Dark Fate, if I remember correctly, they find Arnold in a cabin.
yeah, yeah, that is
Maybe I'm
true.
assuming things.
Yeah, but I think that's a different timeline from this one.
Yeah, if the character needs to be is if the character needs protection, that character is fucking dumb. 100%.
Uh but in
It's
this
not
one,
only in the movies.
in this one, Sarah's uh Sarah's mama has been terminated. After they finish like doing the pipe bombs and whatnot, Kyle explains about the photo and shit, and that he loves her. Like, I guess that.
He declares his undying time traveling love for her,
Yeah.
and
I
she
don't know.
just falls for it.
I found that kind of weird, I guess, because
It was back in the 80s.
he's like he fell in love with the photo, I guess, or something. I don't know. I still say it's weird for some reason. And after he declares his love, they make some sweet, sweet 80s love. And that's how John Connor was born. I mean, conceived.
Yep.
Because, how's Reese?
Completely uncut, completely uncensored.
Full of
Yes.
boobies. What was, you said that you had a reaction when this scene happened?
Oh yeah.
Please
Oh,
enlighten
well,
us.
when I was training, because I told you that I was watching this movie while I was training, I was riding the stationary bike. I ride the stationary bike with my back to the door. So if anyone walked in at that point in time, they would actually see the scene alongside me. So in order to avoid that, I had to turn my phone away so that no one actually saw the scene while I was training.
You gotta
Well, I mean,
love
I
that.
don't.
That would have
Why
been
not both? John
fucking
says,
amazing though.
John says reaction or erection. I say why not both?
Reaction of erection. It would have, it would have been perfect if one of your folks walked in They didn't know that you were watching any movie, that Terminator movie, and they just got entered right when that scene happened. Like with anime, you know, it might
It
be
would
a
have been
serious
the
fucking.
most.
It might be a fucking serious anime, the hardcorest of animes. We have a lot of action and whatnot, but once that
It would be like. It
etchy
would be like. It would
that
be like
etchy
the
shit
meme.
Dragon
shows
Ball
up,
Z has that World Dragon
It
Ball
would.
original.
It would be
that's
like the
when
meme.
people show up.
It would be like the meme, meme music. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! 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 It would be something like that.
Gerardo! uh, but yeah, after that, after the hot, steamy, uncensored, boobylicious, sex scene, the Terminator shows up again, as always, and he gives chase, to Kyle and Sarah, until they crash, and he gets on a fucking big rig. And then he chases them in that fucking big rig, which is important because this is a scene that I actually know from Terminator 2. There's a big rig chase, but it's the T-8000, T-1000 chasing after the T-800, which is Arnold, in Terminator 2. So it's kind of, in that movie, it's a callback to this movie, which is cool. But yeah, we have this hunkering motherfucker with no fucking eyebrows because he lost his shades too, driving a fucking big rig, following you around. That is
No. Before that, he goes into the truck. He looks to the side. There's this guy waiting there, and Arnold Schwarzenegger goes, "Get out!
Get out now!" No, he just says, "Get out." So he starts chasing them, which for some reason, they are still, even with Kyle Reese limping, because
Jesus, I got fucked so hard
They-
in that
they-
whole sequence.
They run fast.
they
to
run faster.
outrun
That's
a
what I was
truck.
gonna say. They run faster than the fucking big rig, even with Kyle limping. Like, Jesus H. Christ. That fucking big rig is slow as fuck, then. Either that or they are fast as fuck, even with a limping Kyle. Which he then uses the last pipe bomb that they had to get into the freaking big rig. And they assume,
It
how
was
now
there be like the exhaust spike on the back or something like that?
Yeah, I think
He
so.
put it in like some sort of like tube,
Yeah.
and that bomb never fell off. And I was like, did he have like glue or something to stick it in? Because that truck was going so fast and he was moving left and right, and that pipe bomb did not fail at all.
He was using
Movie
the force.
physics.
He made those 80s movies. Everything
It is
can be explained through 80s movies.
a question too much.
But yeah, he throws the pipe bomb. The truck explodes. The Terminator's burnt. Movie's over. The heroes win.
Everybody's happy.
Everybody except for all those poor cops are alive. The end. What a happy. Wait a minute. What's this? The Terminator is still fucking alive because of fucking course. And this is where
the Terminator. Kyle says the Terminator is made by the strongest, most like resilient material out there. There's like some metal and shit.
So vibrating.
And that's gonna be tied out. I'm gonna say this, and that is gonna tie it up with the end of the Terminator.
The end of the Terminator.
Yeah.
But since we had Arnold as the Terminator up until this point, it was a human that we were looking at, portraying him. Once all that flesh and shit comes off, we get his freaking exoskeleton, and let me switch over here a second. We get this, which the exoskeleton looks real good, you know. But this is where the movie is. It's whoa, not quality,
This
but
is where the effects turns a little bit sour.
Yeah, because as
This
you
is
can
where the
see,
green screen takes
this
over.
is full on stop motion at this point.
Yeah,
Like,
all of that is stop motion, but like later on, I don't know if you're gonna move it a little bit forward to where they close the whole this huge door.
Yeah.
To the factory. So before they're gonna close the door, oh boy, that looked very rough.
Because in scenes where the Terminator, where it's just him, or at least the upper torso, and you only see like his back, like they kind of move him in a normal movement.
He becomes a video game character that is running at 30 FPS while everything else moves at 60. Actually, he moves at probably 10.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Yeah, that's true.
Let me see. Because I don't want to put that much of this scene because of copyright and shit. Even though we don't have the face.
The door, the part of the door where they're gonna be closing the door, and it's just a huge green screen on the background with the Terminator.
I just got there. Let me switch it over because this. So here you can see this is all stop motion, but this. Oh my god! Oh my god! Look at that green screen.
Look at the back.
Sweet baby Jesus. Look at it.
I saw that and I was like, ooh.
Look at that green screen, baby. That is 100% pure, unadulterated, unfiltered green screen, man. Look at that. G fucking sus.
That's commercial quality, yeah.
Ray
tracing has failed.
At that
not even the news weather not even the weather news has so much green screen.
I was like,
no. The CUP, I guess
the CPU is on fire. I was like, no, we were good, movie. You were good, movie. I was on board, movie. It's still a good movie. But yeah, that part, I was like...
And that is not the end of the green screen.
No, there is another one at the end that I was just...
Which it doesn't look... It looks bad, but it doesn't look as bad as this.
Yes, this one is the one that just looks so bad. And it's because... it's just one small portion of the screen. Like... You can see it right there. It's just the door frame that looks like green screen. Because the rest of it, it looks normal. Because it is normal and shot in an actual place. But that frame where the door is, that's where it just looks so bad, man.
Draw distance has failed to exist, yeah.
It was at that moment that this became a Bethesda game.
Oh my god!
Hey, but it works. It just works.
It just works. But yeah, they go into the factory and whatnot. Kyle does what you guys said. He turns on the machines and whatnot to distract him. I don't know how, considering he's following you. But okay,
well, it's because of the sounds and stuff like that. You know, that's a whole lot of bullshit, right?
Someone turned background characters quality to very low. Yeah, they went from high-end PlayStation 5 to low poly PlayStation 1 or N64.
Yeah, N64 most likely.
Still better than Andromeda.
That's okay. So,
That's something for another time.
So Kyle is trying to fight with his lightsaber. I mean, the tube. Trying to fight the Terminator until Terminator knocks him back and whatnot. He still has one more fucking pipe bomb. I don't know. He just gets.
The video goes from 1080 to 144. Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So he has one more pipe bomb. He throws it at the Terminator, and the Terminator.
He
goes
doesn't
boom.
throw it. He sticks it. He sticks it
Oh,
on
yeah,
the.
he sticks it
on the
into the inside of the Terminator. Terminator goes boom. The end, I guess.
Wait, kill the Terminator.
But wait, there's more. He's still not dead. But
Kyle is dead.
Yeah, Kyle dies. Also, Sarah got. I guess that some of the debris from the Terminator hit her. And it hit her leg, or I think.
She has her leg got stabbed with some metal or something when she fell.
I think that it was from the Terminator. She pulls it out and whatnot. She goes to see Kyle. Dead. Kyle dies, which is something that he had already said, I guess, because when he was telling Sarah about
By the way, small point. 80% of the movie were, or every 80% of the scenes that Kyle was, that fucker never shut his mouth. Like he always had his mouth open. He was like.
I mean, I don't know. Time travel makes you
even in the bangies even in the bangies part when they kissed, she kissed him and he's like, "You look like a fucking fish."
I don't know. I can't explain that mythos. Time travel, the 80s, Los Angeles. Pick one of them.
And when he died.
Oh yeah,
he looked like a fucking fish.
Yeah, like a chopa. But yeah, she looks at him. He's dead, and then the Terminator. He's still moving. He's like Darth Maul. He doesn't have his bottom half now. But he's still clawing, and he's still going. They're crawling. Also, prior to this, Sarah accidentally pushed one of these compressor things. Activated one of those compressor things, and obviously that came into play right now, immediately.
Which, okay, pause. Let's rewind a little bit. So, Kyle said to Sarah that these Terminators are made out of this very strong resilience material, this metal.
Yep.
That is so strong and everything.
Yep.
And even survive fire.
Even an explosion.
And explosions and fire and everything. And I guess the freaking weakness of him was a press thingy.
A compressor, yeah, one of those.
Well, remember that this is still the T101 model, so the material it's not that strong, perhaps.
I mean, he got shotgun like a million times, and he did not dent a single part of it.
Yeah, but it's not the same. That's a fucking hydraulic hammer.
No,
that thing is gonna.
He did get damaged though, because the first time that we see. The first time that we saw him
run over by a truck He was normal.
in the eye thing. You could see that his hands were like twitching, and then when his exoskeleton was revealed and whatnot, he was limping, so he was damaged, not
Yeah,
destroyed, but damaged. So
yeah, but
you know,
John is right. It's basically some mixture of titanium with some compounds. It's not adamantium or vibranium, Mito, so don't worry.
No.
he's not Wolverine for now. But yeah, how does he go down? He gets squished. That's that's how that's how the Terminator goes down, squished and flashed, and that's the end of it. There were no other Terminator movies after this.
Another point. So the ambulance come in. They take the dead body of Kyle away. They put Sarah Connor on the bed. And I was thinking, do they know they're dealing with Sarah Connor, the one who basically her killer killed the whole LAPD? Do you think the the medics will actually want to deal with her, knowing that they don't know the killer is alive or dead, but he might be alive and suddenly appear and kill everyone? Like me as a paramedic, I would just leave her to die. You know, I I want to leave.
And that's why you're not a paramedic. Um,
The end.
yeah, but yeah, they take her away. They take the Kyle's body. We never see what the Terminator's body is done with, uh, which may or may not tie into the next movie. I don't know. I haven't watched that movie either, but
I
I'm
didn't say
speculating.
apparently they like he believes that someone took the hand of the Terminator, but I don't remember any of
Yeah,
that.
no, I literally have the movie playing right now, and no, there wasn't anyone who picked up the Terminator hand. At least in this movie. Again, maybe in the next one we see some kind of flashback or something like that. I don't know. I have never seen any of these movies, so but then we cut to sometime in the future or some I guess, and we see Sarah with Belly, and she's, I guess, on her way to Mexico, or is in Mexico.
She's in
I don't
Mexico going to the mountains,
I don't
to the
know.
Yeah.
green
I
screen mountains.
we see her that she has a dog with her now, because dogs sniff
Which
Terminators.
isn't that the okay? Correct
I
me if
think
I'm
I think
wrong.
it's
You can
I
like
think he's the
rewind.
dog from the motel.
Yeah,
I think it's him. He looks very similar to him. Um, but yeah, she's recording something for John Connor in the future and whatnot. And then this kid appears, takes a picture of her, and sells it to her. Swindler. And that's the picture that Kyle had um, in the future segment
Yeah.
earlier in the movie. And then we end with some more horrible green screen
yeah.
that I was
What are
like,
you talking about? Those mountains look more realistic than anything.
Nah, man, that storm looked 100% real. It
I
looked
don't
so
know.
real. I could actually hear the thunderstorm outside my house.
Like, just look at this scene. Look at this scene with her. This looks like a real place, 100% in location. And what is this? What is this? Because that does not look like real to me. I
No, it's
was like,
100% real.
I was like, no, no movie. Look at that. Look at the car fucking going.
Yeah, it's a painting from Bob Ross.
Yeah, either Bob Ross or it's from the Looney Tunes or something. Because by God, it doesn't look good. But still not as bad as the one where the Terminator is coming right for them. That was the real bad one. And then the movie ends. We end right there. This isn't the era of Marvel. We don't get an after credit scene or anything of the sort. Uh but
A good
yeah.
movie to watch, actually.
What?
It's still a good movie to watch, anyways.
Oh yes. It absolutely is. I really enjoyed my time watching the movie. I was surprised. I mean, I know that people always praise this movie. So,
It was a
but
it was a really good
It
movie.
has its flaws.
yeah.
It has
Again,
Arnold Schwarzenegger's little flippy floppy.
aside from the some
There's like a
special
lot of
effects,
nudity. There's like a lot of nudity and all that, but like the action, the chases, they're very good, very well
yeah,
done.
yeah, it is very very well done, and still holds up. Aside from some shoddy special effects like we mentioned throughout the review, uh
Yeah, the
but
future has some like for the 80s. It has like the plane like at the beginning, but then it actually looked very good.
yeah, and again that scene with the plane with the stop motion plane, it's heavily noticeable, but it still doesn't look that bad. It's
Yeah,
the green screen is where it actually does look
the
bad.
green screen, the Terminator and the factory stunts. God,
Yeah,
that made me laugh so hard.
yeah. But other than that, excellent movie. Highly, if anyone is watching and has never watched this movie, absolutely watch it because it definitely is. You definitely understand why this became such a pop culture thing, such a boom. Um,
Yeah.
Yep.
because it
Hmm.
is very interesting, very intriguing, and very well done. Especially from a slasher slash thriller point of view. Um, always being chased by the villain.
And the
So
Terminator is not a villain that is like, oh, he's there behind the person, and then the person look back, and then suddenly he's not there. Like he does that once, which was with the cop car, but everything else, he's just there, ready to kill anything. He doesn't give a crap, and
Yeah,
that was very good.
yep,
exactly.
I think that's what makes him uh, a better
He had
slasher
zero camera.
villain than.
He had zero camera shyness. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
That's why he's here with us, like right there.
exactly. That's why he was in this review the whole time, just talking how much he loved his own movie. Isn't that right, Arnold? Ah,
Bleh.
get to the chopper. There was no chopper in this one. But yeah, we still haven't figured out what type of ratings we're going to do in this show. So for now, I'm just going to say high recommendation. Movie holds up.
I'll give it a Arnold Schwarzenegger flippy floppy out of 10.
I'll give it some. I'll give it some hot bun 80s sex out of, I don't know.
It has to
Sweet,
win out of 10.
sweet cheeks are made of these.
I give it 7 chocolates.
Out
Oh
of
yeah, sure.
out of 7.
Completed.
Out of 10 chocolates. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how
Give
Don
it-
Francisco did that
I'll
thing.
give my completion rating of completed. Tin 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 tin.
Yeah, if we went for going off by other reviewers, like say the completionist, yeah, I would say it's a completed. We went with the double toasted rating, I'd say it's a full price. And who else do I know? I don't know. We'll just use those two for now until we can make up our own.
Eight sex scenes out of hiding it from anyone who might be walking by.
That's
Oh boy.
Yes.
yeah.
There were only 2 sex scenes, but still.
And one of them we didn't. One of them we didn't even see.
It was at full clothing, so
yeah. So
and it looks so fucking weird.
That one didn't count.
I was laughing so hard because it looks so fake.
Yeah, that one didn't count. The Sarah and Cal one, though, he was even grabbing those boobs. He was enjoying that shit. I think that if if they didn't tell them that they were actually filming for a movie, they probably would have just right there and then done it. Real life. Oh man. Is this the only Terminator with a sex scene? I think it is. Oh shit.
I think it is. I only watched the first 3, so I don't know anything about the rest.
I don't know. Maybe it is. Again,
I think it is because I don't remember one in T2.
Because the second one has 0 relationships. There's like no one.
Again, this was an 80s movie, so it was. There was more leeway for this. After the 90s, then I guess that it started. I mean, with you can see the boobies type of sex and shit. Like,
yeah, going woohoo. Just this one.
But yeah, that was a fun movie, fun time we've had here reviewing the movie or going through the entire movie. 2 hours. I said I wanted 1 hour and we get 2 hours.
I mean, we talk shit for like half an hour, so
yeah,
I mean, 1.5, which is still good.
Yeah,
it's us. 1 hour is just too tight.
I mean, I was expecting like at least 1 hour. Was just skimming through some of the details and shit, but we'll see. We will continue to improve ourselves as we go on this road to become film critiques, I guess.
Do I really need to do this as a job?
They wouldn't even give us a nickel for doing this. It'll be like
not even a piece.
You promised me you were gonna pay me. Where's my PlayStation 5?
At the store, if you give the money to the store, they will give it to you.
Oh hey, look at that. Look at that. I think I see the Terminator coming into this. But yeah, man. It was good. We're gonna keep doing this. Like I said at the beginning, every 2 weeks. Next episode of Mystery Movie Friends. It's 3080. The next episode of Mystery Movie Friends. I don't know what we're watching yet, but I know that episode 3 will be Superman the movie. So, and then in April, Mortal Kombat, and then in May, 101 Dalmatians, whichever one the public, the chat, the people, the people decide.
You change the future.
We'll watch The Room, but no, not yet. Not yet.
Soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, Meadows has to see that. Meadows needs to see his cousin Tommy Wiseau.
Oh God.
Oh hi, Meadows. How's your sex life? Anyways.
Oh hi, Kyle.
Do not answer.
Yeah. Don't answer that question. Anyways, people, that's about it for tonight's stream. Thank you, people, for coming in, watching 3 goofballs, or 2 goofballs and 1 Arnold right there.
Go.
talk
Puta
2 hours
down.
about a fucking 80s movie that we may or may not have seen. We had a fun time. Hope to do it again soon. Bad Boys is in. I think Bad Boys is on the list. But do me a favor, the other side, and go give Mythos a follow over on twitch.tv/MythosGaming29. He'll be streaming tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow,
Gonna
but you're
be Crash Bandicoot 2.
gonna be streaming Bandicoot 2.
Also not sponsored by Crash Bandicoot Mobile because Crash Bandicoot Mobile is sponsored by. Crash Bandicoot Mobile is sponsoring Lion.
Always, forever. I'll be back during the week with First Strike, which I still don't know what I'm going to be playing either. So we'll see what I will be streaming. Kingdom Hearts, hopefully next Saturday. Then next Sunday, I don't know what I'll be streaming either. It's a mystery. That's why this show is called Mystery Movie Friends, because it's a mystery. Oh, I don't know. But thanks, Mythos. Thanks, G, for enduring.
Yeah, thank you for
Always happy to be here.
These 2 hours so we can talk about some shit. Some good shit. Because this was some good shit. Anyways, people, until next time, yo hunt, yo guiding key. Remember, stay inside, stay alive, stay hydrated, and be kind to everybody. And also, remember to like, share, subscribe over on youtube.com/Commander Lionheart, and follow me here on twitch.tv/Commander Lionheart, and I don't know, follow us on Twitter maybe, and tell us what movie you want us to see. And also, which one of the 2 Dalmatians movies you want us to see? I don't know. Anyways, people, have a good night.
Night.
Bye.